Welcome to Whispers of the Mind. Today, we dive deep into a powerful idea, one that Carl Jung hinted at in many of his teachings. When you stop being emotionally available to everyone, everything changes. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about reclaiming your psychological energy, building boundaries, and transforming how you relate to the world. Let's explore how this silent shift can completely reshape your life. We live in a world that praises constant responsiveness. Always answer, always show up, always say yes. But Jung warned us about the danger of losing ourselves in the crowd, of becoming so outwardly focused that we forget our own needs, instincts, and inner truth. In psychological terms, this is called ego inflation through projection. We give away our energy, not because it's needed, but because we fear rejection, judgment, or loneliness. You start becoming everyone's emotional sponge, their therapist, their fixer, their savior. But here's the thing, energy is not infinite. And Carl Jung believed that psychic energy, the inner force that drives your thoughts, feelings, and actions, must be guarded like gold. When you make yourself constantly available, you leak energy. Little by little, you lose connection with your own center. And once you're disconnected from your core self, you become reactive, anxious, and eventually, resentful. Carl Jung said, "Whatever is rejected from the self appears in the world as an event. When you say yes to everyone while internally screaming no, you are rejecting part of yourself, your needs, your space, your truth. That rejection builds tension, and eventually, your world begins to mirror your inner conflict. You attract chaos. You feel drained. You start wondering why people keep overstepping your limits. But deep down, you know, you never set them in the first place." This is where psychological boundaries come in. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors. They determine who gets access to your emotional world and under what conditions. Setting them doesn't make you selfish. It makes you conscious. And Jung believed the conscious individual, someone who understands their shadow, their limits, and their value, is someone who cannot be manipulated or drained. There's a deep power in choosing silence, not the kind that comes from suppression, but the kind that comes from wisdom. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop oversharing, when you stop being emotionally available to every complaint, drama, or expectation, you start to reclaim your energy. Jung saw individuation, the process of becoming your true self, as a journey inward. And silence is a key part of that journey. Because in silence you meet yourself. You hear your own voice, not the world's. You realize that not every cry deserves your response. Not every situation requires your presence. Not every emotion is yours to carry. Choosing silence is choosing clarity, and clarity is power. Here's what happens when you stop being emotionally available to everyone. Your relationships shift. Some people will fade, others will grow closer, but all will become more authentic. Your mind becomes quieter. No more overthinking what people need or how to keep everyone happy. Your energy increases. You start waking up with purpose, not obligation. You become magnetic. Ironically, when you're less available, you become more respected. People value what isn't always accessible. Carl Jung called this withdrawing projections, pulling your energy back from others and reintegrating it into yourself. That's when transformation begins. That's when you step out of the persona, the mask you wear for the world, and into the self. So remember this. You are not here to be emotionally available to everyone. You are here to be whole, to be centered, conscious, and connected to your true self. Carl Jung taught us that the journey inward is the most courageous path we can take. And sometimes, it starts with a simple, silent decision. I will no longer give my energy away carelessly. Thanks for watching Whispers of the Mind. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay conscious, stay curious,